All right, as the school year is about to begin, I wanted to release a series of videos actually just for parents who have a child moving maybe from one year to the next so that they know what's going to be coming up. And I wanted to start with students who might be moving from reception into year one, and I wanted to begin with maths. So what I wanted to do here was the introduction of part-whole models. Now, part-whole models actually started being brought into the English National Curriculum back in 2014, where the maths planning started to adopt different visual representations of how we do maths from Singapore maths. So part-whole models was one of those, okay? So that's basically the introduction that in year one, numbers made of parts. That then will lead into number bonds and more or less and other bar models. Now, actually, this is a model that's introduced in year one, but we use all the way up to year 6 and then into Key Stage 3 as well. So the whole will stay the same. And of course, with the whole, we have 2 parts. There's quite a lot we can take from this, okay? Different ways that in this example, 6 can be split with 4 and 2. Of course, it could be 3 and 3 or 1 and 5 or 5 and 1 as well. If you're doing this at home with children or if we're doing it in the classroom at school, we would often be using concrete manipulatives such as counters. At home, you might not have counters, but everyone's got some small things that you could use at home to visualize and represent these. And if you can draw in the part, also it doesn't have to be two parts, could be 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts, but this would be the simple way that we'd start this off. So 6 being the whole, 4 and 2. Worked example, 6 being the whole, 4 add 2 is 6, but also introducing the children these relationships, okay? So if we know that 4 add 2 are 6, we know that 6 minus 2 is 4. So doing the inverse between the operations, children learning quite early on that addition and subtraction are linked as inverse operations. That will then lead into multiplication, division being exactly the same. So if you're with your child at home now, we have 5 there, your reception child. We have 5 there, we have 4 there. The missing part here would be, oh, it would have been 1. Can we go back? That part would be 1, okay. I thought I had it on the next slide, but I didn't. 5 being the whole, 2 parts. 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, and so on and so forth. Okay, here, children might see the mistake. We can see here, if we've got 2 3s, the whole should be 6, not 5. The parts don't fit. And again, you could use counters or something else at home to help explain that. So, how many different ways do we have for 6? As I mentioned earlier, 5 and 1, 4 and 2, 3 and 3. You could give your children at home a series of different examples of how we would do that. And actually, I've designed and made our very own part-whole worksheet here, which includes lots of different ways of how it could be done. You could ask your children at home, you know, how many altogether if you're using grapes, blocks, whatever it might be. Can you split them into 2 groups? Could you do it a different way? Could you even split it into 3 groups? For example, 5 could be 3, 1, 1. Doesn't have to be 3 and 2. So, in a nutshell, the whole amount, the parts, the pieces that make up the whole, in many ways, the whole can be split into lots of different ways. The next lesson, which I'll do, or the next video I'll do, will be about number bonds to 10.